Le Nova Club avec David Blo.
Avec des invités qui se succèdent dans ce studio. Nous sommes avec deux Parcels. Nous sommes avec Anatole et Jules. Bonsoir.
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 Comment ça va?
Oui.
Ça va bien?
Maintenant, each time I ask you where is your level of French, I expect it to be better and de mieux en mieux. Enfin, il y en a un qui est un petit peu plus français que les autres quand même.
Bah ouais, quoi?
And Jules?
No, but I'm not gonna. My French is not good.
Oh, là, là,
I'm gonna
là,
be straight with you.
Okay. Anatole, your French is better.
It's worse than Jules.
Oh là là, il est encore pire. Pourtant, il a des origines françaises. Les Parcels, why are you in Paris?
For this?
Welcome,
Thank you.
first of all, but...
We came for you.
Oh no, come on.
Well, a little bit.
Yeah.
We came for this, and we came for a couple other things.
Okay.
But we're here to speak.
Ah bah, très bien. Putain, ils sont venus pour nous, les gars. Hein. On en profite jusqu'à 22h. Et mieux encore, ils sont venus avec un nouveau morceau qu'on va écouter pour la première fois. Donc, on va mettre cette petite virgule exclusive. Mais ça sera après la pause dans le Nova Club. Nouveau single des Parcels qui sort demain. Ou ce soir. Demain. Il sort Non, mais normalement, c'est minuit en Nouvelle-Zélande. C'est ça, voilà. Yeah, it's gonna be... Bon, non, je vais pas le faire en anglais. Ça va être trop. Juste après la pause, on écoute Ça s'appelle Safe and Sound. Am I right? Or am I right?
You're absolutely right.
C'est après la pause dans le Nova Club. À tout de suite.
Le Nova Club.
Safe and Sound, c'est le nouveau single des Parcels qui sont avec nous. So it's like a little gift in between two LPs, or it's gonna be one of the first track on the next LP.
It's one of the first tracks on the new album.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you don't have a date and things like that.
We got a date, but you don't need to know that yet.
Il y a le secret maintenant, le secret des release dates, donc on ne le saura pas. Mais
It keeps changing.
yeah, it keeps changing.
We're not secretive, it's just Jules doesn't remember.
I literally can't remember.
C'est pas un secret, c'est un manque de mémoire. And you, Anatole, you're laughing about Jules, doesn't remember.
I don't remember either.
Voilà. Aucun des deux. Ils ont un nouvel album qui sort, mais aucun des deux ne se rappelle. En tout cas, il y a ce nouveau single qui sortira sous peu. It's you listen to a podcast and you say I have that on my the bio.
Oh yeah.
Ce track vient d'un podcast que Jules a entendu.
Yeah. I was listening to a podcast. I forgot his name. It's someone Lutz.
Tom Lutz.
Tom Lutz. Yeah, and it was the concept of. It was actually on a meditation app. Sam Harris, Waking Up, and it was a conversation with Tom Lutz about finding situations of putting yourself in the unknown and literally putting yourself in situations where you don't know what happens. So he was talking about going on a trip where he doesn't know the destination, and he would just go down a road that he doesn't know and finding comfort in not knowing.
Okay.
And finding like a peace in it, because I guess the common experience with the unknown is
fear
and anxiousness and it was actually a really profound podcast for me because I suffer from anxiety, and
So he helped you?
yeah, it really helped me.
Alors, il raconte ça, c'est un podcast qui s'appelle Le nuage de l'incertitude. Et ce Tom Lutz raconte que le fait, par exemple, de prendre un train, j'imagine, et de ne pas savoir où tu vas, finalement, est quelque chose qui est plutôt réconfortant, qui lui fait du bien, alors qu'évidemment, la réaction première qu'on peut avoir, c'est la peur. Et Jules nous disait que lui, qui souffre d'anxiété, en fait, ça lui a fait du bien, cette idée. Donc, so now you take a train and you don't know where you're going.
No, it's more the concept, and I think the song is about that in a way, you know, as I was writing towards myself and thinking about the future in a way and putting confidence in it.
Okay.
But I do think about things differently after that.
For example, il dit que ça lui
Well, the great example, we're just about to go on tour, and instead of really looking into the schedule, I'm
like the release date.
like the release date. I don't know, and it's fine. You know, it's like what happens. It's you take every day as it comes.
Ok, il dit par exemple, il dit un exemple typique, là, on a une tournée, mais je connais pas vraiment les dates, et puis on prendra les jours tels qu'ils nous arrivent. But that said, all your life seems to be a bit a travel to the unknown, because you were from Australia, then you travel far away to Berlin. Where do you live now? Berlin or London? Or...
I'm in Berlin. Jules is back in Australia now.
Okay, so you live in Australia most of the time of the year?
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
okay.
I mean, not much of the year, to be honest. We're constantly together and touring and all very busy.
But you're not afraid of the unknown before, so when you left Australia... When was it the first time you left Australia?
We were very young.
Yeah, okay.
How old were you?
10 years. I was 18.
Yeah.
Okay, 18 ans. Well,
I was 20.
It's not that young. Huh?
Well, it's young.
Yeah,
If
no,
you're
of
18
course.
years old, you're young.
No, but somebody left not by all by himself at 10 years old. I agree.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, we left all together, 5 of us, from our small town. It really is a small town in Australia, and we moved to Berlin, one-way ticket. I went there for 3 days, but none of the other guys had been.
Okay. So
and we just went.
Okay.
And we were so young, we were so ignorant to the idea of knowing or not knowing.
C'est
that it didn't matter.
Yeah, okay. Ouais. Bon, donc ils ont déjà fait quand même ce voyage dans l'inconnu. Lui, il y était allé 3 jours à Berlin, mais sinon, tous les 5, ils sont partis à Berlin, comme ça, assez jeunes. Donc, sur un coup de tête, ils sont partis vivre à Berlin. Et puis, c'est ça. You were the Parcels already, or you were doing music already? Okay.
Only for a few months
Mm-hmm.
and up until that point.
Yeah, we did 2 shows
Okay.
in our little town.
So you were friends. It was the basic was the friendship.
Yeah.
Oh,
And more, it's funny because I know what you mean. Actually, yeah, the idea was also to go into the unknown, but maybe there was kind of some nervousness around or attached to it.
Maybe the parents.
Yeah, well, we were trying to get rid of them.
Ok. Et quand ils viennent d'une toute petite ville, ils disent effectivement il y avait un côté voyage dans l'inconnu, mais est-ce qu'il y avait de l'anxiété? Je leur dis peut-être les parents, ils disaient on essayait de se débarrasser un petit peu de la famille, et c'est comme ça qu'ils ont voyagé et que c'est devenu surtout les Parcels parce qu'ils avaient fait que 2 shows avant ce déménagement. Ils ont une petite playlist de choses qu'ils écoutent, qui nous ont amené. Je me suis dit que c'est pas mal dans l'actualité parce que let's be serious. The travel to the unknown, the actuality, because we're going to start with Kendrick Lamar, and the last time, because it's on your selection, on va démarrer avec Kendrick Lamar qui est dans leur playlist. The last time everybody saw Kendrick Lamar was at the Super Bowl, and it was not it was really a political show, even if it was not obvious for a French guy for me. But the world is a travel to the unknown, actually.
Look, I put this song on, and actually it has not much to do with politics or the Super Bowl performance, but there was, it was already some time ago now, but there was this big beef between Kendrick and Drake.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I didn't follow it so closely, but someone told me the other day, because all of those tracks were just like, oh, I hate you and I hate you more. And someone told me the other day that Drake had a track called Heart Part 6.
Yeah.
And then Kendrick puts this one on his record. And for me, it's my favorite track. And I didn't know it at the time, but someone was explaining to me that he stole the title. Mm. But the track is all about just like him coming up, and it's all just Kendrick talking about himself as a young musician, and it's all just full of love.
So it's no beef.
There's no beef in it. And I was like, wow, it's such a classy move to kind of end this beef battle with like, well, here's my story, and my story is full of love. And I was like, yeah, Kendrick, we need more minds love. Like that. Okay. Yeah.
Il dit que oui, parce que la guéguerre, on en a parlé, Drake, Kendrick. C'est bien qu'on en parle plus d'ailleurs. Il y a des choses quand même plus importantes dans le monde que cette guéguerre. Mais cette histoire, c'est que Drake avait fait un morceau qui s'appelait Heart Part 6 et Kendrick l'a fait derrière. Mais là où tu pourrais croire que c'est un règlement de compte, toutes les paroles sont au contraire à propos de l'amour. Et c'est ça qui a plu aux Parcels. On y va sur Kendrick Lamar, Heart Part 6. Dans le Nova Club et leur petite sélection musicale, Kendrick, j'ai juste pas dit, c'est important quand même, quand Drake a fait Heart Part 6, c'est que Kendrick avait déjà fait les chœurs Part 1, 2, 3, donc il y avait déjà, bref, on va pas revenir sur ce bif, mais ils arrêtaient pas de se renvoyer la balle, on va dire. Et puis à l'instant, alors ça c'était nettement moins connu, c'était Velvet Trip. Okay, what is le nom le trip de velours what is the Velvet Trip?
It's actually a good friend of mine, Zeppelin. His band, they're in Sydney, Australia, and actually he's from Byron Bay, where we grew up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zeppelin.
Shout out to Zeppelin.
The name is Zeppelin. It's the first name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zeppelin Flame Hamilton is his name.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
I never met a guy called Zeppelin in my life.
Wait till you see him.
Okay. Well.
Jules is Jules Hendrix Cromlin.
Ah, wow. Okay. Hendrix, c'est son deuxième nom. Toto is your. I know Toto Anatole.
That's not on my passport.
Son deuxième nom, c'est Toto, mais c'est pas sur le passeport. Ok. On a un Hendrix, on a un Zeppelin. So, and you follow them. They're doing things for a long time, and.
Yeah, they've been going for a while, and he's really keen to come over to Europe and do a tour.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Sydney at the moment.
Okay.
But I hope he comes.
Okay. When was the last time you live in Australia again?
Yeah.
And where? In the big city now?
In Sydney.
In Sydney. Okay. And when was the last time, Anatole, when you?
We were in the studio there in November.
Mm-hmm.
We had an amazing time at Golden Retriever Studios in Sydney, which was not far from your place, I guess, because it's kind of now half the band lives in Australia and half in Berlin. So
You couldn't do more complicated than that. Hein?
Well,
it's actually less complicated.
It's less
d'accord, c'est pas si compliqué en fait.
But it kind of gets a bit unfair when it's like, well, you guys like come to Europe, like we have to tour, and then it was like, well, come to Australia, we can go in the studio here. Mm-hmm. But it was nice to see some of the boys in their kind of home vibe, you know.
Okay, I guess. How can you stand the European winter?
Well, we go to Australia.
Ok, voilà, d'accord. Okay. J'en fais quand t'as le choix entre les deux, comment tu fais? Parce que je rappelle quand c'est Noël en Australie, il fait 25-30 degrés, enfin le temps est absolument parfait. Donc évidemment, il y a peut-être une petite tentation. Et c'est ce qu'ils font, ils vont en Australie quand on arrive à la saison un petit peu rude, hivernale. Stupid question, but do you have a WhatsApp group or do you talk in between the five of you?
Yeah, we do have a WhatsApp group. We've got many, but we're constantly talking. We're constantly working. Like it doesn't stop for us.
Okay.
So, I mean, I spent 2 months or so in Australia, but just before that, we were doing the record together, and now we're here, and we're just about to go on tour. So
we finished production rehearsals yesterday.
Okay, cool.
And then we were supposed to fly last night, but the plane got cancelled, so we flew today. And then we're back, and then on Saturday, I think we go to Argentina for the start of the tour.
Wow, the first date is in Argentina?
Yeah.
Wow, did you play there already?
Yeah.
Okay. It's cool.
Yeah.
So,
big time.
Sometimes in France, I'm not going to say where, but there's a place where all the artists start because they say there's the less friendly people, so it's the good place to start a show. Is Argentina is the trying place for...
I don't think so.
No, the South American audience is by far the most friendly.
Ok. Donc les audiences d'Amérique du Sud. Donc j'ai fait une vanne sur, mais je redirai pas cette ville. On en parle régulièrement. Enfin si je le dis parce que les gens de Reims le disent eux-mêmes, ils en rigolent. Mais ils le disent tous que le public est dur à Reims. Donc tous les artistes souvent démarrent à Reims parce que le public peut un peu dur. Je leur demande est-ce que l'Argentine c'est pareil. Il fait non. L'Argentine au contraire, ce sont les gens et en règle générale en Amérique du Sud, les gens sont très sympathiques. So you're gonna start. What's gonna be Argentine? Make us travel a bit.
Do you remember?
Oui, non, but I forgot that you don't know where
Jules is living in the unknown.
Yeah.
I'll stay there.
I've got my finger on the pulse. We start in Argentina. Somehow we make it to Brazil, Colombia, Chile, Mexico, and then we end this run at Coachella.
Ok, d'abord. Ok, très bien. Donc bon, je pense que je peux traduire ce qu'il vient de dire. Vous avez dû le comprendre. Is it? I guess it's cool. So it's not a question. So how cool is it to have an audience in every country? It looks like.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
You played everywhere?
I mean, there's a lot of places to play.
Definitely.
To say everywhere, but.
No, but in Asia, as well, a lot of places in Asia too.
Yeah.
So South America, Asia, in Africa?
No, we haven't been to Africa.
Never?
We'll be in Morocco this summer.
Okay.
But, we've never been to, Central Africa. But one day, it's it's so exciting for us. This will be the first time in Brazil and Colombia.
Oh, okay, nice.
And we have a big fan base in Brazil that have just been like begging us to come. So yeah, when there's fans there, then we'll make our way.
Yeah, and now you can see with, well, let's say Spotify or other things, you can see exactly which country are listening to you.
Yeah.
Is it surprising sometimes?
It is, yeah.
For example?
I mean, I haven't checked the stats for a while, but Mexico City was up there.
Mexico is always huge for a lot of kind of rocky. I mean, you're not that rock, but kind of the French band La Femme is huge in Mexico or things like that.
They just love music.
Yeah. We've talked to Jungle about it, that
the band
Jungle, that it's just like Mexico City is just on a different level.
Okay.
And it was the first time in Mexico was the first time we played like a venue of our own that was like 10,000 people, way before any other city in the world.
Okay.
There was like a demand there for tickets.
Donc ils ont dit que Mexique, qui a l'air vraiment d'avoir une bonne réputation, ils ont fait 10 000 personnes. Vous allez faire Bercy. We were impressed by the fact that you're going to do Bercy in French. Which I told you I saw Prince, Depeche Mode, Bowie, so it's like a huge name.
No pressure.
No pressure. Donc voilà, c'est assez dingue. So, and was it the biggest place you played in Mexico, or since then you played in bigger places?
Well, I think maybe that was the biggest. We've played... Well,
you don't know the future, but do you know the past?
Yeah, not so much. No, we played... What was that festival in Mexico where it was like 60,000 or plus?
Yeah, again, it was...
60,000, 60,000.
It was a festival, but we had... It was over 60,000 watching us.
Yeah.
You're an anxiety guy. Are you not sometimes when you get...
Weirdly, when it comes to a show, I'm fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's more the, I don't know, life.
Ok, c'est la vie.
The other things in life.
Non, parce que je dis, quand tu peux avoir des crises d'anxiété, peut-être que quand tu te retrouves avec 60 000 personnes... Arrête de me regarder parce qu'il y a la pub à lancer, Paul. Mais ok, on va la lancer. Quand tu te retrouves avec 60 000 personnes, il dit non. Tant que c'est sur scène, je vais bien. C'est la vie qui est plus problématique, en l'occurrence. Après la pause, I want to listen to the Yoko Ono tracks because I don't know why you put Yoko Ono and she did so many different things, sometimes inécoutable and sometimes really cool. So I don't know which side is gonna be.
This one's really cool.
I hope so.
I was in Australia just after we were in the studio with my partner, and we were on a road trip, and all we had was this CD of John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Mm-hmm. And the reason I chose this one is the whole album is like a studio album, and then at the very end there's this track which is just a demo, and it's like the one that might have touched me the most. And it's something that it was the first time we've done it on this record, our new record, that the songwriters in the band make these beautiful demos, and then we're often chasing the feeling from a demo. And in the CD sleeve, when we were on the road trip, we were reading that before the album was published, John Lennon passed away, and she felt like it was right to just put the version that he had heard on the record.
Okay.
And on this record, like some of the demo vocals have made it into the studio album without changing them. Mm-hmm. And so I thought it was kind of fitting.
Alors, il dit que c'est sur le dernier album du vivant de John Lennon. Il s'est fait tuer juste avant que ça sorte, cet album, et qu'il y avait une version démo. Je crois qu'il y avait une face Yoko, une face John, et il y avait une version démo. Et Yoko Ono a dit on va pas terminer ce morceau, on va le laisser dans l'état dans lequel John Lennon a pu l'entendre. Et eux qui adorent ce son des démos, ils disent que sur leur nouvel album, il y a des choses qui sont restées des démos. Il a dit on est à la recherche du son de la démo au son final. Donc écoutons ce Yoko Ono qui s'appelle Let Me Count the Ways juste après la pause. Dans le Nova Club, on est avec les Parcels. À tout de suite. Ah, c'est marrant parce que donc Anatole découvre qu'il y a un verre en plus. Donc là, on l'a pris sur les réseaux et sur le CD, ça s'arrête. Are you sure?
Because on that road trip, we listened to the CD maybe 10 times.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I'm pretty sure.
Maybe he has a glitch because it's the last track of the CD.
Could be.
Ah voilà, peut-être qu'il y a un problème sur le CD, sinon il a découvert un verre en plus. Donc de cette version démo juste avant le meurtre par Mark Chapman, enfin faut pas que je cite son nom d'ailleurs, il voulait être célèbre et malheureusement je cite son nom, de John Lennon évidemment. Et Jules, tu me disais qu'il y a une beauté au démo, there's a beauty in the demo.
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like there's something captured when you first write something, and in that capturing, I mean, the way that I'm making music mostly is the writing is a part of the recording.
Mm-hmm.
So in that moment, you're creating something, and you're influenced by the sound that's coming back to you when you're listening to it. It's like this circle effect.
Ok.
So in that creation, that's like you make it, and then the idea that you have to make it again is impossible. You know, you'll never get back to what happened then. You have to then start a new path. And that's really difficult.
Il dit, si j'ai bien tout, arrêtez pas de fermer la porte au milieu, mais t'as eu raison, qu'il y a donc, effectivement une beauté, aussi une instinctivité qu'après tu retrouveras, ça sera extrêmement difficile de retrouver l'intention première. But do you always do the demo as soon as you have the song in your mind, or sometimes it could take weeks before you've been in the studio, or maybe the new ways of doing music? Do you know what I mean? Or,
No, sorry.
but you write a song, do you record it just after?
Yeah,
Okay.
like it's in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, all the time.
Yeah, pretty
you don't
much.
keep it in your mind for 6 months and write it
Oh,
down.
that happens too. Like in a voice memo, it will just be a lyric or a melody, and it can be sometimes even years. It stays in there, and then it comes back.
Ok. Mais sinon, non, il dit effectivement, il enregistre très très vite les démos quand il a des idées, et c'est ça qui donne une beauté un petit peu de l'instant. En plus, après, tu vas te retrouver cette démo et ça t'inspirer. Mais franchement, là, le Yoko Ono qu'on a entendu était effectivement très très beau comme ça. Il nous allez, un dernier ou avant-dernier, Merryn Jean. Who's Merryn Jean?
Merryn Jean's another Byron Bay local.
Okay.
She actually lived in Paris for many years. She collaborated with Mome. Do you guys know Mome? He's
Mome?
French.
No.
You should.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah, I love her music. She's a bit punk, but it's kind of pop at the same time. What else to say about it? She's got a beautiful voice. I love her lyrics.
Merryn's one of my favorite artists. I saw her play in Paris in September.
Okay.
And was blown away because I've seen Merryn play so many times over the years, but this show was really spectacular. And I brought like 10 friends. I was like, we're going to this concert, and I had no doubt that it was going to be amazing.
And they were happy.
And it was, it was like everyone was just like, wow.
Putain, mec, je connais pas Mome. Est-ce que personne connaît Mome aussi? Bah, vous voyez, je suis pas le seul. Ok, bah, on a envie de découvrir parce qu'elle est en train de dire que ça vaut le coup. Elle chantait avec un groupe qui s'appelle Mome. Elle vient de Byron Bay en Australie. Elle a vécu en France. Donc, le groupe français, c'est Mome. Mais sinon, elle fait sa carrière solo. Et Anatole nous disait que à chaque fois qu'elle a un concert, en l'occurrence c'était à Paris, il peut amener 10 amis et les 10 amis étaient fans à la fin. Donc, découvrons Merryn Jean. Le morceau s'appelle Madame on the Rocks. Bah, c'est vrai que c'est très joli. I think it's really pretty. You're right. Merryn Jean, she lives in Paris still, or maybe?
No, she's back in Byron.
Okay.
Byron Bay.
How many planes are there in between Byron Bay and Paris?
What's that? Sorry?
No, how many planes in a day?
Yeah.
This joke.
There's a weird connection.
Il y a une connexion étrange entre Byron Bay et Paris, ou l'Europe en l'occurrence, avec les Parcels qui étaient avec nous ce soir avant d'attaquer leur tournée mondiale, donc qui démarrera en Argentine. Ça passera par We Love Green à Paris au date de 7 juin, c'est ça? Oui, tu peux hurler, sinon c'est ça. Et en octobre, c'est ça aussi? Le 8 octobre, ils seront au parc. Non, moi j'aime pas dire les marques, donc je veux dire Bercy, voilà, j'ai pas envie de dire la marque qui s'accole à Bercy à chaque fois. NDLP, nobody knows, maybe you, Anatole?
It's September. We're aiming for September, but I don't know that we have a date yet.
Ok. Ah, ça sera en septembre. On en sait un peu plus. Are you still DJing?
I haven't touched a vinyl or a CDJ since we We got back together in November, and it's been the drum kit since then.
Ok. Non, il a pas refait les platines. I saw that you had one of the tracks remixed with the vocals of Robert Owens. Was it your idea? The house vocals, Robert Owens.
Oh.
You don't
Robert
know
Owens.
that?
It's one of my tracks?
No, in our EP, Robert Owens. One of the Leave You Alone.
Yeah, sorry. That actually was more of a Patrick creation.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I know who Robert Owens is and very much love that voice.
Ok, bah voilà, c'est une voix mythique de la house. J'étais très étonné qu'il prête sa voix sur un des remixes des Parcels. Et comme Anatole me racontait qu'il était DJ, mais ces temps-ci, non, ça fait longtemps qu'il n'a pas touché.
It's just your accent.
I'm sorry, Australian guys. Merci beaucoup, thank you very much.
Merci.
Thank you very much.
À bientôt les Parcels sur l'antenne de Nova. Merci Paul d'avoir réalisé cette émission. Merci Malou aussi qui doit être derrière moi. On embrasse Melvin parce qu'il est bloqué. Ce sera peut-être toi encore demain, Paul. Hein. Enfin, on souhaite que Melvin aille mieux quand même. Je vous retrouve demain. Je mettrai des 10 pendant 2 heures et j'écouterai du bon son avec vous de 20h à 22h sur l'antenne de Nova. Merci Jules, merci Anatole. À bientôt.
Merci.
Ciao.
Merci.